Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, let's solve one of the easiest problem in LeetCode, that is Roman to integer. So let's understand what exactly is the question. Here, Roman numerals are represented by 7 different characters. So it is I, V, X, L, C, D and M. We know the values, right? I is represented for 1, V, 5 and all these symbols are represented with this corresponding values. Okay. Now for example, 2 is written as 2 I's, right? And the numeral format. Just two ones added together, right? And 12 is written as 110 and 2 ones, which is simply x and double one and corresponding examples. So Roman numerals are usually written largest to smallest from left to right. Okay, so when you observe here the pattern, let's say 12, right? In the 12, so x is the largest one compared to two ones, right? So Roman numerals are usually written largest to smallest from left to right. Okay, now however the numerals for 4 is not 4 ones. Instead, the number 4 is written as IV because the 1 is before the 5, we subtract it, making 4. The same principle applies to number 9 and then which is written as IX, and then there are 6 instances where subtraction is needed. So I can be placed before V, which is 5, and X to make 4 and 9. Similarly, X can be placed before L and C to make 40 and 90, and C can be placed before D and M to make 400 and 900. So did you understand what exactly is the question? So what they are saying is like they are given us this Roman numerals, right? They want us to convert it into the integer. Okay, so what happens is like generally it's of like largest to smallest from left to right. That means let's consider the values from bottom to up, right? All these are largest to smallest values. Okay, now what happens is like there are some cases where the smallest is placed before the largest. This is for subtraction. So because here what they are saying is like the one is before the 5, we subtract it making 4. So those some scenarios are they gave, right? So in front of V and X, if I placed I, right, it becomes 4 and 9. Then 2x, like if I place X before L and C, it becomes 40 and 90. Similar with C for D and M, right? So how we can be able to solve this problem? So let's get into this. What's our question? It's Roman to integer, right? So what they gave us few things, right? So that means I represented for 1, then V represented for 5, then what the other else? X represented for 10, then L represented for 50, L next C represented for 100, LCD, D represented for 500 and M represented for 1000, right? Now out of all this, there are some special scenarios where for these values if I put this, right, that means IV which becomes 4 and then IX which becomes 9, right? And also if I place X before these two, then it becomes XL means it's 40, right? And also XC means it is 90, right? Now if I place C before these two, so that means CD is equal to 400 and CM is equal to 900. Clear? These are all the things that we know, right? So how we can be able to solve this problem? Let's say they are given as a string, okay? S is equal to some value like let's consider this example only. So here, okay, MCMXCIV, MCMXCIV. So this is the string that they gave us, okay? So how we can be able to solve this? One way is, so let's store all these values into a hash map, okay? Hash map. Now, so I mean not only these values but also these values also, because I also know these values, right? So if I check for every two elements, right? I mean, if I check, so here in this scenario, observe I had M, right? So that means I will check is there M, S. It is the highest value, so I will get 1000. Now, when I see C, there is a possibilities that it can be these two also, right? So there is a scenario, there can be a possibility that after C, if it is D, I can use directly this value. If it is M, I can use directly this value. So in that scenario, I will check the next element also, next string, I mean next character also, right? So when I see there is CM and that is present in the hash map, so I will get that particular value and add it directly. Plus, and now I had X. So I see that there is a possibility that it can be these two, any of these two, right? So that's why I will check the next character also, and I will check that is present in the string or no, sorry, hash map or not. If it is present, I will get that value. And now I had I, right? I, and also there is another scenarios for this, right? So then I will consider the next value and check if this string is present inside the hash map or not. If yes, I will get that particular value, so which results in 1994, right? So this is the output, this is how we can be able to get it, right? So that means here, instead of the this one value, I will also add the subtracted values too, because this is the only things that we follow, right? This is standard. I think how many are there? Let's say these are 7 and these are 6, that means total of 13. 13 forms only we have here from 1 to 1000, right? With Romans, observe guys. So is there any scenario I can put like I and M together? No, it's because Roman strictly follows few principles, and out of those, uh, we can be able to make this. Okay, it won't go beyond that. So this scenarios won't happen. So that's why if we make it as in a format, right, we will be able to achieve this, right? So in the first brute force approach, so not exactly brute force here, whatever I'm saying, the brute force or optimal, mostly having the similar time and space complexities. I will explain why also. But here in the first approach, what we are doing is like we we also find these values with the subtraction and what are all the possible formats we will get, and we will put all these values in the hash map, okay? And we will check every value with that. Clear? Right. Or else what we can do is like, for every problem we will have different approaches, right? So how about if I use a linked hash map to maintain the this like ordering, right? If I place this everything in an order, then it will be easy for me. Or else we can think of like a like integer array. I can place all these values in one array, corresponding values in another, because I will get this particular order, right? Particular index, I could say. So that could be also one way, right? So or consider the two two digit ones in the linked hash map. How about if I use the two values, two strings at the top, I mean in the order, if I maintain it like so cm, then cd, then xc, then xl, ix, iv, and then we will go with the md single characters. First we will go with double characters, and then we will go with single characters. So that's why if at every instant, if I go from the starting, so from the start to end, I can be able to get this, right? So this is also one of the way that we can be able to solve this problem, right? There are different ways, but what happens is like we will obviously store this in a particular hash map, and for every value in the string, for every character in the string, I will check that is present in the hash map or not. I will get that particular values. Clear? Now, and what could be the time and space complexity for this? Time complexity and space complexity. So here guys, observe, time complexity is like so it's order of n. That means we are going from starting to end in the string, so which is of, let's say, of size n, right? And also like order of n only, okay? I mean it's because uh, we can say that it's like order of n multiplied by m also. M is nothing but this, whatever the count that I said, right? 13. So it's order of 13 multiplied by n, but as 13 is a constant, we will go with order of n only. So that's why time complexity is order of n. Clear? So here space complexity is also, though we are using this hash map, but still this hash map stores constant like 13 only, right? How many times we solved, how many like problems we solve related to this, but it focuses, this hash map only stores this 13 elements only, not more than that, right? So that means it is a fixed one, hence it is a constant. So the space complexity is order of 1. Clear? So this is one of the approach, okay? So in another approach, how we can be able to think of, so instead of adding these all the elements, right, the subtracted elements, can we be able to make it simpler, make the hash map simpler? So by having only these values, so let's write this. The values are I to 1, V for 5, and then X for 10, and then IVX, and then what could be it? L for 50, C for 100, D for 500, and M for 1000, right? So how about if I store all these values, okay? All these values in my hash map, and let's say I got a string s is equal to what they gave, mc, m, and then xc, iv, okay? So I will pick the first element, okay? That is m, okay? I will get these values in the hash map. That is what exactly it is, 1000, right? So then internally I will check the second character c. What's the value of c? It's 1000, right? Sorry, it's 100, right? So I will check if the first index 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? So index 0, at index 0, okay, I will check this value. So let's say I will store this in current element, right? So if this current element value and C should be the next element, let's say 100 should be next, okay. So if this value is greater than the next element, that means if current is greater than the next element, then I will add this particular, let's say I will take another sum, right, sum variable, and whatever the output value that I will get, I will store in this sum. So in this scenario, if 1000 is greater than C, that means there isn't any possibility, because the first element is larger compared to the second element, so we don't need to subtract, right? So we will do this, the value of m, right, which is in sum. I will add this current ka value, sum plus is equal to current, okay. If in this scenario, okay, I got this, then I will move it to the second, okay, second character. Now what happens is like the value is C, what's the value? It's 100, right? So now it is stored in current. Now what's the second element? It's M is, the value of M is 1000, right? It is in next. Observe guys, this C, the value of C, the value of current is less than next. So in this scenario, what we will do? We will subtract this current C value in it, okay. In the sum, we will subtract the current value, right? So at the end, we will return the sum. Clear? We can be able to do this, right? So that's how we will go with every character, and we will iterate till the end. Clear? So for this process, the time and space complexity is similar like above. It's order of n and is order of 1. So why order of 1? Because so hash map stores the fixed values. So whether in the above it stores 13 or whether it stores this 7 elements, irrespective of it, but what we need to think of is like this hash map stores the constant number of values. Clear? So that's why the space is order of 1, and order of n is like it's going till, like from index 0 to till n, let's say the string length, okay. So this is how we solve. So I could say this is kind of better or optimal compared to the above one. So that's why let's solve the problem in this format. Clear? So now what we have, so Roman to integer, I have a string, right? So how about initially I need a map, right? So I need a map which stores of characters and the corresponding integer value, right? And map is equal to new hash map. Clear? So in this hash map, I will put all these values. Map dot put, what I could say, it's for I, what's the value is 1, right? And corresponding to this map dot map dot put, let's say character comma and then semicolon. How many times? It's like for V, X, L, C, D, and oh, sorry, what happened? Okay, I submitted might be. So for V it is 5, and then for X it is 10, and for L it is so 50, and then for C it is 100, and for D it is 500, and for M it is 1000, right? We had a map and we will store all the values in it. Now what shall we do? We need to iterate, right? So let's say I said I'm taking an integer sum, okay? In the end I need to return this sum. Clear? Now in between what we need to do is like, so for I need to iterate the string, right? For int I is equal to 0, I is less than s dot length, I is less than s dot length, and I plus plus. Clear? So I started, and now what I will do is like I will just consider the current element, right? Which is like map dot get, so s dot character at index I, right? So I will take the value in the map for the first element, okay? That I stored in the current. Now if s dot length it's -1, why -1 here? Why I added this check is because observe guys, when we are here, right? So when we are here, so this is our s dot length -1, right? In this position we can't check the next value. I don't have any next value, right? So till here only I can be able to check, right, the next value. So that's why what I did is like I added another check, that this whatever the values that I consider, it should be less than this s dot length -1 for the next element comparison, okay? So that's why I added a if condition to check s dot length, it is less than, so that means here I is less than s dot length -1, okay? So in this scenario what I will get in next, right? So I added this condition to get the next element, so next is equal to, so how I can get, it's like map dot get s dot character at I plus 1, right? So this is how we will get the next value. Clear? So oh sorry, why this next value, I got the next value, right? Now what I said, I will compare the current with the next value. If current is less than next, right? In this scenario what we will do, I will subtract my current in the sum, right? Else what I will do, I will sum plus equal to current, okay? Now this if condition also I need to consider, right? So if I got the last element, that I can directly add that, right? So because it's only one element and it's only one character only, right? So that's why here I can be able to add sum plus equal to the current, okay? So what we will do, at the end we return sum. Clear? I think it's fine, right? So whatever the approach that I mentioned, it's there. So current value and the next value. Clear? And submit it. Cool. It's fine though. Yeah, here also when you guys see, so they put all the elements in the hash map, then they consider sum, and also they iterate till the I plus 1, and yeah, they will check the character 1 as with I and character 2 with I plus 1, and they see, right? This is the process that they followed. Yeah, the switch condition, and okay, I plus 1 value and it is less than this length. And yeah, everyone followed the same approach but different coding style, right? So that's it. Thank you. Thanks everyone.